I was very lucky. When I was 12 in middle school, there was funding for a calligraphy class. And initially I was upset that I was placed in it because all my other friends were going to the real art class, which was painting. But that disappointment lasted all of 5 minutes. I fell in love with calligraphy. And wow, that was 40 years ago. And it's still in my life today. As you walk in, you'll see different pieces. These behind me were inscribed in foundational calligraphy with white ink on black paper, and most of the quotes came to me from community members, which I'm very grateful for. I do have other inscribed pieces lettered in Spencerian script on white, soft white paper, and those also were provided to me by community members or friends. They consist of primarily poems. And lastly, I have abstract paintings. I have one from a friend's daughter, which is actually more of a collage, retracted copy to create found poetry, which is quite exciting. That's by V. Restino. And then the abstract art in the back was primarily created during the pandemic. So one question that kept coming up a bit this evening from people who attended the opening was, where did I get these quotes? And I did put a call out to Howe Library patrons to email me quotes, and many did, and I used a lot of them. I heard a jam podcast, Ordinary Extraordinary Women by Jill Fisher, and she had this amazing guest on, Martha, who said a quote that was so beautiful that I decided to inscribe it. Some of the pieces in the show are inscribed in the Spencerian hand. And Spencerian comes from the creator of this hand, Platt Roger Spencer, or P.R. Spencer. And it's actually considered the first American hand. He developed it in the mid-19th century. And before that, a lot of Americans were actually using European-developed calligraphy styles. So Spencerian is actually quite important in American history. It's also called ornamental penmanship, and it was wildly popular. I think that calligraphy, lettering art especially, is something that anyone can learn, especially if they're open-minded about where it can go. There is formal training, and it could be very rigid in some ways. And if you have a good teacher or teachers, they will teach you what the rules are. But at some point, like my mentor Karen Gorst used to say, you have to learn the rules in order to break them. And you can get to a point where you can break them and have fun, and it still looks good to you, the artist. I would be happy to recite a quote that I selected. It's by Audre Lorde, and it's from Sister Outsider. Nothing I accept about myself can be used against me to diminish me. I especially love this quote. She was a Black, lesbian, feminist, poet, warrior, and she fully accepted who she was. So when people did try to attack her multiple identities, it just didn't work because she embraced who she was. And I think this is a lesson we can all learn.